What social systems did Spanish conquistadors implement in Latin America? Imagine arriving in a land filled with rich cultures and powerful empires. The Spanish conquistadors soon brought their own ways of organizing society to control and benefit from these new territories. When they first settled in Latin America, they set up systems to keep order and extract resources. The most important of these was the Encomienda system. Under this system, Spanish settlers received land and the right to demand labor or tribute from indigenous communities. In return, they promised to protect and teach Christianity. But in reality, it often meant forced labor and harsh treatment for indigenous people. This system helped the Spanish gather wealth and resources from the land while keeping indigenous populations under their control. Another major social structure was the caste system, called the Caste system. It was a strict hierarchy based on race and ancestry. At the top were peninsulares, Spaniards born in Spain, who held the highest government and church positions. Below them were criollos, Spaniards born in the Americas who had some privileges but less power. Next came mestizos, people of mixed Spanish and indigenous heritage, and mulattoes, those of mixed Spanish and African roots. These groups had fewer rights and limited opportunities. At the bottom were indigenous peoples and enslaved Africans, who faced the most exploitation and had the least rights. This system shaped society for centuries, influencing access to jobs, education, and social mobility. It created lasting inequalities that still affect Latin American countries today. Alongside these social layers, the Spanish replaced indigenous leaders with their own officials. They set up town councils and appointed Spanish officials to govern. Sometimes indigenous nobles stayed in power but under Spanish control. The Catholic Church also played a big role. Missionaries worked to convert indigenous people to Christianity, and the church became a powerful social force. It influenced laws, education, and daily life, often justifying Spanish rule through religion. These systems were designed to keep Spanish dominance strong, control resources, and maintain social order. They made society unequal, with most power and wealth in the hands of a few. The effects of these systems are still visible today, shaping social relations and cultural identities across Latin America.